Hello everyone, welcome back to accountancy classes of Sri Mahavir International School. As you know that in our last video we have completed question number 2nd and our chapter was going on, that is accounting equation. I hope you all have solved some questions also on the basis of this second question. So today I am going to start here question number 3rd. What is question number 3rd? Just read it from your book. Prepare accounting equation from the following. The same thing that you have to prepare accounting equation in this question, and here are only 4 transactions. We have to show here only 4 transactions. So first of all, just make the format. So as we write the heading of the format, statement showing effect of various transactions on accounting equation, that we will show here various transactions. So what is the effect of these various transactions on our accounting equation? What is equation? Again I remind you, the equation is assets is equal to liability plus capital. So it is only a little question. Here are only 4 transactions, so it will not be too large. This will be enough. So as I told you that first column we prepare for serial number, second column we prepare for transactions. This will be column of serial number, this is for transactions, and the remaining columns are divided into 3 parts. The first part is for assets is equal to, that is equal to, and here liability plus capital. This column is also divided into some parts. Here we will write assets is equal to liabilities plus capital. This is our accounting equation. So first of all, check according to transaction that in assets which columns we have to prepare here. First point, started business with cash. Whenever you are starting any business with cash, it means 2 accounts are affected here, that is cash account and capital account. So first account we have to prepare, that is cash account. This is the column of cash, and here we will prepare capital. This is the column of capital. Okay. The next point, purchased goods for cash and on credit. You are purchasing goods. Goods means stock. You are purchasing goods on cash and on credit. So when you are purchasing goods on cash, so 2 accounts will be affected, that is stock account and cash account. If you are purchasing goods on credit, so stock account and creditors account. So the second account will be affected, creditors account. Next transaction, sold goods for cash costing rupees 40,000 at a profit of 20% and on credit costing 72,000 at a profit of 25%. What is the meaning of this transaction? That you are selling to your customer goods, and in that goods you are selling both types, means cash sale and credit sale. So when you are doing cash sale, so 2 accounts will be affected, that is cash and stock, because your stock will be reduced and cash will be increased. Okay, but if you are selling on credit, so in that condition stock will be reduced but your debtors will increase. Debtors are the person to whom we are selling goods on credit. Next point, paid for rent. Paid for rent, it means this is expense for you. So whenever there is expense, it will reduce your cash and capital, that we already have. So these are the columns, and last column in assets we will make of total assets, and this side is for creditors and capital. Okay, so let's start with the first transaction. First transaction is started business with cash rupees 2 lakh. started business with cash rupees 2 lakh. With cash, it means 2 lakh rupees will be written in cash column and the same 2 lakh rupees will be written in capital column. Now there is no amount of stock and debtors, so your total assets is 2 lakh. No amount for creditors, so we will match the equation. lakh, this is the cash, no stock, no debtors, so total assets are also 2 lakh. Creditors and capital is also 2 lakh. Match the equation. Assets is equal to liability plus capital. So assets is 2 lakh rupees, liability plus capital is also 2 lakh. It means assets or your transaction is going right here. Second point, purchased goods for cash 60,000. Purchased goods for cash rupees 60,000. This is cash purchase, and credit purchase, that is 1,50,000. And on credit rupees 1,50,000. So first of all check that what is your total purchase. 60,000 is your cash purchase and 1,50,000 is credit purchase. It means that you have purchased goods of rupees 2,10,000. So stock will increase by 2,10,000. That is the total stock you purchased. Okay. Now 60,000 is cash purchase. It means your cash will decrease by 60,000. And 1,50,000 you purchased on credit. It means in future you have to pay to your supplier. It means that your creditors increased by 1,50,000. This is your liability that in future you have to pay because you purchased on credit. No effect on capital and debtors. Now what is the effect on total assets? 2,10,000 is in plus, 60,000 is in minus. So 2,10,000 minus 60,000, it is 1,50,000. Match the equation. Two lakh minus 60,000, that is 1,40,000. Here 2,10,000. 2 lakh plus 150, that is 3,50,000. As I told you that you should match your total assets vertically and horizontally. Vertically it is 3,50,000 and horizontally also 140 plus 210, that is 3,50,000. Creditors are of 1,50,000 and capital is of 2 lakh rupees. Okay. Point number third, sold goods for cash. Sold goods for cash costing rupees 40,000 at a profit of 20%. At a profit of 20%, and on credit costing, and on credit costing rupees 72,000 at a profit of 25%. Yes, it means what is there, that you are selling goods on cash also and on credit also. Okay. So first of all just check that what is your total sales, means by how much amount your stock reduced. So you are selling goods in cash, that is costing rupees 40,000, and you are selling goods on credit, that is costing 72,000. So I can say that your total stock reduced of 1,12,000. This is the total stock reduced, that you are selling goods, so 40,000 plus 72,000, it means 1,12,000 stock reduced. 40,000 goods is to be sold on 20% profit. So just make here a working note. Sell value of stock that is sold in cash. So what is the costing? That is 40,000 and you are selling it at a profit of 20%. So 20% of 40,000, that is 8,000. So selling value will be 40,000 plus 8,000. It means rupees 48,000. You are receiving cash rupees 48,000. So write here 48,000. Okay. One thing, that costing was rupees 40,000 but you are selling goods on 48,000. It means you got a profit of rupees 8,000, that will increase your capital. This is in first transaction. Now move on the second transaction, that you are selling goods on credit also. 72,000 was the costing and you are selling at a profit of 25%. So second working note we can prepare here, like cost was 72,000. Profit equals to 25%. So first of all, just get the profit in rupees. 72,000 multiplied by 25 upon 100. So it will be 18,000. 18,000 is your profit and you are selling goods. 72 plus 18, it will be 90,000. This is the selling value, that 90,000 you are selling goods. But this goods is to be sold on credit. It means it will increase your debtors. Your debtors increased by 90,000. Now see what is your profit here. That costing was 72,000. But selling value is 90,000. It means 18,000 rupees is your profit in this transaction. That will increase your capital. Again match the equation. And see the effect on creditors and total assets first. No effect on creditors. Total assets. First check the amount of plus, that is 90,000 plus 48,000. What is the total amount? 90 plus 48. This is 1,38,000 minus 1,12,000. It means this is 26,000. This is the net effect on total assets, 26,000. Match the equation. It is 1,88,000 cash amount. 210 minus 12. 98,000. 98,000 is the amount of stock. Debtors 90,000. Total assets. Vertically it is 3,76,000. This is the amount of total assets. You can check it horizontally also. 8,816, that is 1. 10, 9, 19, that is 37. It means horizontally and vertically your total assets are of rupees 3,76,000. Creditors 1,50,000 and capital, that is 2,26,000. Now the last transaction of this question, that is rent paid. What is the amount of rent? 5,000 rupees. So whenever you are going to do any expenditure, so that will reduce your cash and capital. So 5,000 in cash and 5,000 in capital. Check the effect on total assets, no effect on stock and debtors. 5,000, the same amount will be reduced in total assets. Now it will be your final equation. So check here what is the final equation. 1,83,000 cash, 98,000 stock, 90,000 debtors, 3,71,000. This is the total assets. Creditors are of rupees 1,50,000 and 2,21,000. This is the amount of capital. Match the equation. The total assets are equals to liabilities plus capital. This will be your final equation. So what was the main point in this, and you can say that it is difficult point in this, that is point third or a little point second, point first and fourth, that is similar that you solved in last questions also. So what was there in point second? Again just I am revising this point, that in second point you are purchasing goods for cash and for credit. So first of all find that what is the total stock you purchased. First you have to write here, out of this stock what is the amount of cash purchase, that will decrease your cash, and if you are purchasing on credit also, that will increase your creditors. In the same way, if you are selling goods on cash and on credit. So first of all check that what is the total cost of goods sold. That is cost 40,000 plus 72,000. It means your stock reduced by 1,12,000. Out of 1,12,000, check that what is the amount of cash sale and what is the amount of credit sales. Okay. So 40,000 goods was sold at profit of 20%. We found that profit is 8,000, means total selling value was 48,000. That will increase your cash, and the differential amount 8,000 will increase your capital. In the same way, cost was 72,000, profit was 25%. So 25% of 72,000, that will be 18,000. 72 plus 18 means 90,000. 90,000 is the selling value. So it will increase your debtors because you are selling on credit, and differential amount will increase your capital. So this was the main point in this question. Note it down. Then we will start the next question. And the question that I am skipping here, that is your homework. You will do it yourself. After this, we will start question number 5. Yes, so next question is question number 5. Mohit has the following transactions, prepare accounting equations. In this question also, you have some transactions, and in the same way that we have to prepare accounting equation for these transactions. As I have prepared a format, so let's start with the transaction, that which columns in the asset side we have to prepare. First point, business started with cash. So two accounts are affected here, that is cash account and capital account. So cash and asset side, and capital, that is a separate head. Cash account and capital account. Second point, purchased goods from Rohit. Now a confusion may create in your mind that, ma'am, is this a cash purchase or credit purchase? So as I told you in our last videos, that whenever there is no mention that is this cash purchase or credit purchase, and name is given in the question, so that is ever assumed as credit purchase. It means the first account that will be affected, stock account, and second, creditors. Third transaction, sold goods on credit to Manish. So first account, that will be stock account, and second, debtors account. Stock and debtors. Purchased furniture for office use. You are purchasing furniture, furniture is your asset, it is not included in stock. So we will prepare a separate column for furniture. And it is not mentioned that is this cash purchase or credit purchase, so it will be cash purchase because name is also not given in the question. Cash paid to Rohit in full settlement. Rohit, who is Rohit here? Rohit was your creditor. So you are paying to your creditor in full settlement. It means it will affect your two accounts, that will be cash account and creditors account, because your cash will decrease by this amount and creditors are also decreased. Next point, cash received from Manish. Manish was your debtor, so you are receiving cash from your debtor. It means it will increase your cash and decrease your debtors. Rent paid, rent is your expenditure, so it will decrease your cash and capital. Cash withdrew for personal use. This is drawing. So drawing is also reduced from cash and capital. So last column in total assets. Yes, let's start with the first transaction. First transaction is business started with cash 1,75,000. Business started with cash rupees 1,75,000. So cash, it means your cash will increase by 1,75,000, and the second, your capital will increase by 1,75,000. No effect on stock, debtors and furniture. Total assets 1,75,000 and no effect on creditor. So match the equation. $1,75,000 cash, no stock, no debtors and no furniture. Total assets are 1,75,000 and capital is also 1,75,000. Second transaction, purchased goods from Rohit 50,000. Purchased goods from Rohit rupees 50,000. 50,000 is the amount of goods. So you are purchasing goods, it means it will increase your stock and it will increase your creditors also, because you are purchasing goods on credit. No effect on cash, debtors and furniture. Total assets will be 50,000 and here no effect on capital. So write the equation after second transaction. 1,75,000, 50,000 and here 2,25,000, 50,000, 1,75,000. Match the equation. Total assets are always equal to capital plus liabilities. So total assets are 2,25,000 equals to 50 plus 175, that is also 2,25,000. Third point, sold goods on credit to Manish. Sold goods on credit to Manish. You are selling goods on 20,000 but posting was 17,500. Posting 17,500 but you are selling in 20,000. It means costing 17,500. It means your stock reduced by 17,500. You are selling on credit means your debtors will increase by 20,000. And the differential amount means stock was of rupees 17,500 but you are selling it in 20,000. It means you got a profit of rupees 2,500. That will increase your capital. So no effect on cash and furniture. Net effect on total assets, 20,000 is in plus, 17,500 is in minus. It means 2,500. Equation after the third transaction. 1,75,000. 15 minus 17,500, it will be 32,500. 20,000, it will be 2,27,500. 50,000 and 1,77,500. Again match the equation. Total assets are equal to liabilities plus capital. Point number 4th. Purchased furniture for office use rupees 10,000. Purchased furniture for office use. Office use means this is not drawing. You are purchasing furniture of 10,000. So it will increase your furniture 10,000 and this is cash purchase, so it will decrease your cash. No effect on stock and debtors. Net effect on total assets, 10 in plus, 10 in minus. It means no effect on total assets. Again match the equation. 175 minus 10, that is 1,65,000. 32,500. 20,000. 10,000. 2,27,500. 50,000 and 1,77,500. This is after 4th transaction. Now next 5th transaction is here. Cash paid to Rohit in full settlement. Cash paid to Rohit in full settlement. Rupees 48,500. This is a new transaction for you, so try to understand it properly. Cash paid to Rohit in full settlement. This is the main line. Full settlement. It means you have done full settlement to your creditor, whether that is a discount or whatever. So first of all check that what was the amount due from Rohit. So here we purchased goods from Rohit of rupees 50,000. But From 50,000, you are doing full settlement in only 48,500. It means you got a profit of rupees 1,500 because your creditor was of rupees 50,000, but you are paying to him only 48,500. It means you got a discount, and discount here will be your profit 1,500 rupees. So your cash will decrease by this amount because actually you are paying only 48,500, but your creditors will reduced by full 50,000 because by your side you have done full settlement to your creditor. Okay, and differential amount will increase your capital. It means 1,500 rupees will increase your capital because this is your profit. Here no effect on stock, debtors and furniture. 48,500 same will be reduced from total assets. So match the equation. 165 minus 48,500, it will be 1,16,500. 32,500 stock, 20,000 debtors, 10,000 furniture, and total assets minus this, it will be 1,79,000. You should check it horizontally also. 50 minus 50, nil, and here 0, 0, 5, 5, 0, 9, it is also 1,79,000. 179, 179 it is equal, it is correct. 6th point. Cash received from Manish 20,000. Cash received from Manish. Who was Manish? Manish was your debtor. So what was the total due from Manish? Manish's total due was 20,000 and the same amount he is paying 20,000. It means you have received from your debtor, so it will increase your cash and it will decrease your debtor. It means you have received from debtor, so no amount of debtors now. No effect on stock, no effect on furniture. 20 in plus, 20 in minus, so no effect on total assets because I told you that total assets is the total of these all columns. No effect on creditors and capital. Again, equation after this transaction. 116,500 plus 20,000, it is 1,36,500. 32,500, nil. 10,000, 1,79,000, and here also 1,79,000. After this 7th transaction, rent paid, and amount of rent is 1,000. Rent paid rupees 1,000, so it will reduce your cash and capital. No effect on stock, debtors and furniture. 1,000 same will reduce your total assets. Now equation. $136,500 minus 1,000, 1,35,500, 32,500. No debtors. Furniture is of rupees 10,000. 179 minus 1, that is 178. No amount for creditors, and here 1,78,000. Now the last transaction is, it will be your equation. Yes, last transaction is here. Cash withdrew for personal use 3,000. Cash withdrew for personal use rupees 3,000. Cash withdrew means this is drawing, personal drawing. So drawings will reduce your cash and capital. So now it will be your final equation because you have completed all the transactions. Final equation. 135,500 minus 3,000, 1,32,500, 32,500, 10,000. Match it again. Here no effect on stock, debtors and furniture. This 3000 will be reduced from your total assets also, means 1,75,000, and here also 1,75,000. Now match your final equation, that total assets are equal to liabilities plus capital. So your total assets are here 1,75,000 and liabilities plus capital is also 1,75,000. So this was your question. In this question also there were 2 or 3 points that was new for you. That's why I am just solving here the questions that have some different points. Same points question I am skipping here because that you will do in your homework. If you have any problem in that question, you can ask me. Okay. So this was your question number 5. So that's all for today. In next video, we will start next question. Till then, enjoy at your home and do study. Thank you.